back at 4. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to this special interview here live from DerpyCon. Super quick, I just want to address, for those of you who watched the experience live, Twitch didn't want to save it. I don't know why. I don't know why. But we got it covered. Anyways, so with that, I'm joined here with cosplay guest DizzyLizzy.
Hi.
Masked and everything.
You know it.
So how's your DerpyCon been?
So far, so good. We just got out of judging for, we did the Friday judging yesterday, and we did Saturday today, and then later's the masquerade, and you get to see everybody on stage with their costumes.
So,
yeah.
So you were here 2 years ago.
I was.
For you, what's some of the major differences that you've had from being at this convention 2 years ago in 2019, which ironically was also my last convention before all hell broke loose.
The before times.
And now, like, what's some of the differences that you've really noticed?
Well, I know you're at different venues, which this one, I believe it's the Hyatt, I think we're at.
It's still higher.
I'm not paying attention to where I am. I just know of the city. But yeah, I really like this setup that's here. It's more open. Yeah, we had like the small town feel with everything close at Morristown, but this one's a little more open. You move around. You guys definitely have a lot more room, which is great. I didn't get to hit the video game yet, but I hear that's much bigger too.
Oh wait, no, we were there last night.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah.
And although one thing I will say is I do miss in Morristown, like some of the food places. Like there's a really great sushi place right nearby, and there was actually there was a couple really nice sushi places nearby. The convenience of having a CVS like right across the street.
Yeah, right across the street. Yeah, and there was that escape room too. We did that as well in Morristown.
I did do the escape room, but there was you had a 7-Eleven really close by, Burger King really close by, which you do have those two really close by.
Yeah, they're right up the block.
Yeah.
Starbucks is right over on the corner.
But then you had like some really interesting mom and pop food places.
Yeah,
and, like you don't see a lot of that over here. You see more like bigger places like the
it's definitely not more commercialized, but
more college town.
Yeah, very college town. We're about to hit up Are You Hungry? Is the food truck we're hitting up tonight. I'm like, yeah, I'm hungry.
I mean,
so I can't wait.
I mean, after my next panel, we're gonna grab dinner.
There you go.
Well, actually, no, correction. I just got confirmation that I have an interview with Damon Mills at 5:45. So stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned.
But for you, like being a cosplay guest, like let's backtrack before being a cosplay guest. Like, what got you into cosplay?
Oh my gosh. I remember waiting on tables at a small little diner, and I somehow got on the topic of anime with one of my guests, and he's like, well, have you ever been to a convention? And I'm like, what's that? Because I've only been to sci-fi conventions, so I was like, oh, is it like a Star Trek convention? And I'm like, well, no, it's like anime. I was like, they have those things? I'm like, tell me about it. So it was Otakon, and it was 2002, and God, it's forever ago. And
it's okay.
I went,
my
and
first Otakon was 2010. So
there you
I
go.
feel that.
I got there and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a real thing. People are here dressed up in costume. I went for Friday during the day, and I went home, scrapped something together, and then I went back the next day, and I was like, I'm wearing a costume. And yeah, I think I was a girl version of Squall, if I remember correctly, from Final Fantasy VIII. But yeah, from there, and then I went to another convention. It was Katsucon 8, and then it just snowballed, pretty much. And then I'm going to conventions every month or two. Yeah.
And now you're just brought in as a guest. You're judging.
Yeah.
So like, when did you first start like becoming a cosplay guest and doing actual judging?
Judging came first.
Okay.
When cosplay guests weren't like a thing at all when I started judging. So it was way back when times. I would say 2005 I started judging. I had a lot of costumes under the belt at that point. I mean, I learned from my mom, and then I ended up going to school for it, and then proceeding to be the bridal seamstress. But it just kind of moved from there. I did a lot of workshops and panels and helping out as much as possible, volunteering, staffing, doing all sorts of different judging, and it just progressed from there. And then after years of doing that, then cosplay guests became a thing. And so I started applying for that. And when I guest, I try to do as much as I possibly can for the convention. So for me personally, I'm here for press positivity. I'm here to help you guys out. And so we make sure that I do as many kind of panels as I can, help out wherever I can. And that's how I like to help the community. So it's, I'm not here for myself, I'm here for, you guys and for the community.
Um, Cosplay judging.
Mhm.
This is something I've always wondered. As somebody who is a cosplayer,
Mhm.
how do you go from competing in competitions to then becoming a judge? Like how do you flip that switch?
How you switch it.
Yeah.
So some conventions now actually have forms that you fill out. Say, hey, you want to be a cosplay judge? Well, let's try it. So they'll fill out the form, and then you go from there. Or you email the director, of the competition, or you've been in the competition several times, and they know you and they know how good you are, and they'll ask you to be a judge. So there's definitely 3 different routes. You can do the forms, you can compete and show your worth pretty much, or just directly email them.
But how do you flip the switch from being a competitor to being a judge?
Literally it's that easy.
Oh, really?
Because that's how I do it. That's how a lot of us have done it.
Yeah.
So as long as you
Because I know
you gotta always prove yourself that yes, I know my information. Yes, I know how to be, and you have to also present yourself very professional.
Because I know as an athlete, as a hockey player, I've been asked several times to coach, and I'm like, I can't make that transition from player to coach.
Oh, that way. Yeah.
I just can't because when it comes to that, I just want to play.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And that's it's a mentality.
That kind of switch. Okay. Yeah. There's
it's
different.
A mentality.
Yeah. So I do miss competing. I haven't done that probably since 2012. At CosplaCon a long time ago. But it's definitely. I love seeing everybody, and I love seeing costumes. So for me, it was another chance to meet different people and see where everybody, how they put things together. So it's definitely a different perspective. So to let go of competing, you have to think, have I progressed far, in this? A lot of people become professional, and I'm a professional seamstress, so I don't feel comfortable competing in competitions that are for the amateur. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, it's a different level. And if I compete now, I feel like I'm almost stealing something from someone who's working really hard to grow. So.
And you want to encourage that.
Exactly.
So, with that, how has your weekend so far been here?
So far, so good. I don't know.
Very different.
Been a good
still.
crowd. Yeah, it's still different with COVID, but it's nice seeing everybody out. It's nice seeing them dance in the hallways. It's nice seeing them wearing their costumes or people going to panels. I feel home.
Especially the fact what was the last convention that you did before the pandemic hit?
Oh, NecoCon 2019 was my first convention, or last convention before the pandemic. First one was last convention, but yeah. So I skipped out on MagFest that year. I was planning to go, didn't go, and then it was starting to hit around CosplaCon, and right after CosplaCon, everything just shut down, and we had ZenkaiCon the week before. ZenkaiCon was to happen, everything gone.
Yeah.
Kind of ripped from you.
Yeah, for me, DerpyCon 2019 was my last con.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I was supposed to do Farpoint in February.
February, yep.
But I had actually just gotten back from Denver. And because of the altitude change, it gave me a sinus infection.
Oh,
so
Lordy.
I was floored.
Yeah.
I was in bed crying in the fetal position because I couldn't go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's definitely very different. You're talking about the difference between Morristown and New Brunswick. Obviously, it's not just the difference between New Brunswick and Morristown.
Yeah.
It's just the difference of how we have to approach
Exactly, everything. Even with the judging competition, usually, we get up, we get close to the, everybody. We always ask, is it okay if we touch your costume? Is it okay if we get close? But now it's, do you feel comfortable with us actually touching it and being that close to you? Because, with, touching and sanitizing, and even though we're doing that, it's still like a, it's a worry you have now.
Yeah.
The cleanliness we're doing We were talking about that earlier, how the cleanliness of how we are now as a society.
I mean, if everyone does their part, you
Yeah.
stop politicizing everything,
Yeah.
you just do it for each other.
Exactly. I have a pin that says "for you, for me." You know.
So, with that,
Yeah.
where can everyone find you on the social medias?
I hide. Just kidding. No, I don't want to say I'm everywhere, but for Facebook, it's just DizzyLizzy cosplaying. No, yeah, DizzyLizzy. Yeah, costuming. That's what it is. DizzyLizzy costuming is Facebook. Instagram, DizzyLizzy cosp, COSP, and then what is it? Twitter. I really don't use much, but it's DizzyLizzy X because that was cool to do back then, and you know, the X's everywhere.
I mean, my Twitter, if I had one extra character, would be the Lindenbaum X75.
There you go. Yeah.
But it's just 75 at the
X,
end.
yeah, X78. Yeah, but I'm mostly on Facebook and Instagram is where mainly at.
And Instagram makes sense because
Yeah.
it's all picture driven.
Yeah, and I don't just focus on cosplay with that. It's like, you know, oh, my cicada addiction that I have. Oh, I love cicadas. Here's another picture of a cicada, or here's my kid doing something crazy, or here's my dogs, here's my cat. You know, here's the progress pictures of every costume I'm doing right now, and you know, you just kind of have fun with it.
So yeah, well, thank you so much for
thank
coming
you.
on.
Yeah.
And stay tuned at 4 p.m. We're going to be doing Derpy Mania 4, the pro wrestling panel, and we're going to have a lot of fun with that. Wait, let me get over to you.
Hold it still. Hold it still.